Okay, we have time for a couple more quick exchanges. Other questions out there? Yes.
Yep. Hi, Jen Bowe from MediaLink. Specifically regarding data suppliers, third party, do any of you guys think there is such a thing as unique data anymore? Not advertiser, not publisher data, but with the number of cookies dropped on any given page, you look at Ghostery, 27 pixels sometimes. Is there such a thing as unique data? And what is the future of those data suppliers?
Great question.
I'll jump in. I think there's a difference between scarce data and unique data. There's absolutely many, many different kinds of data that are unique. Every company who's producing data is, you could argue, producing something unique. What we don't see is scarcity, because you can take those 27 pixels and make it 40 pixels and not have a huge impact on what actually happens on the page. So I think the interesting question for the data ecosystem, which I don't have an answer to, is what does that mean? If an impression is a scarce resource, we can only show one ad in an impression. But if we can take that piece of data about a human being, or at least about a browser, and use it again and again, what does that mean for the value of data or data companies in this ecosystem?
Yeah, I think what we're seeing is there's a shift, and I think we'll continue to see this, towards first-party publisher data, particularly first-party publisher data that scales, right? And that's been the challenge, right? Do we have first-party publisher data that scales? But as that becomes more and more online, more and more available, I think that's where we're going to see real growth in terms of value of data. I don't know what that means for the data players in the ecosystem. For us, what it means is our continued development and building out first-party and third-party data management tools for publishers.
I've got kind of a broad follow-up question to that for you guys. It seems to me like all this amazing machine that's been built, and this use of data, and this ability to sort of like comb through all this stuff, it seems so far to be still in service of just the short-term direct response metrics. It seems like we're Secretariat pulling a milk wagon here. We keep focusing on like what's going to make them click, what's going to make them sort of go into the purchase funnel, et cetera, et cetera. And it doesn't seem to be building the value of the overall advertising and marketing ecosystem. So do you disagree with that premise? I mean, it seems like it to me.
Getting back to Doug Knopper's question, when you think about some of the advertisements that moved you when you were younger, and you think about all the Super Bowl ads, and you think about the emotion created, we have not yet been able to recreate that digitally. Mm-hmm. I do believe video is that medium for us.
Yep.
But until we figure that out, we're not going to capture those brand dollars and those TV dollars that we desperately want to.
But do you know what that warm, fuzzy feeling is that you have for a brand? That is about to be direct response 20 years later, right?
Ah, very good, very good.
Fascinating.
All right, last question for you guys. We're just about to wrap up here. So your tweetable quote that you listened to today. What did you write down? What should we remember? Brian, you look ready.
I'm ready. I thought Joe had it on the head, the nail. If you can make marketing 4 times as effective, marketers will put 4 times as much money into the ecosystem.
Okay.
Joe Zawadzki.
Great.
Tweet it.
Frank, you ready?
Yeah, let's see. Brian Quinn, I'm good, still confused. Actually, Bill in his wise words said, the truth is that you can execute a $10 million TV ad with less effort than a $10,000 digital test.
Okay, super. Joe?
I'm going to give another nod to Bill. He's good at these.
He's a quote machine, isn't he?
He is a machine. I like it a lot. Caterpillar does the work. Butterfly gets the glory.
He had that written for him, by the way.
That's good. It's
very
classy.
good.
I read it.
Rajiv?
I actually don't want to make Bill's his head any larger than it already is after last night, but complete lack of neutral ad tech platforms in the industry, right? So I think there's a growing awareness of that, of particular giants playing on multiple sides and causing issues.
Okay.
I'm going to create a new one, since I wanted to use one of Joe's, but I didn't understand what it meant. The new one is, if discrepancies were a company, it'd be a multi-billion-dollar business.
Nice, nice. So I'm gonna go off script here for a minute and say that I think we did a pretty good job. Not a great job. I think this conversation needs to carry on. I think this needs to, we need to continue to drive down, simplify, make this a lot simpler than it is. And one metric that I used to kind of gauge that was I looked at what the people out here were tweeting. I looked at sort of what they were hearing that was like, and And there wasn't a lot. There wasn't enough, in my opinion. So I feel like if we all got back together here again at the next ALM next year, I'd want to go at it even harder.